Okay, so the last time we met, we went over your pyramid. That was about 2 weeks ago, and we had some kiddos in green, some in yellow, and then we had Dax who was in red. So I just wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about what you guys have been doing to kind of support Dax. What his struggles were before was that independence of coming into the classroom and saying, I can't put my jacket away, I can't put my backpack away. You guys embedded a strategy of putting a block so it would help him reach his coat hook easier. What else have you done to help with that, or how do you feel that he is doing so far with that strategy that you've put into place with him becoming more independent in that transition?
I think just talking to him as we walk down the hall, because now we no longer have the parents bring the kids in the classroom, they have to do it by themselves. So just that little reminder, when you get in the classroom, you're going to put your things up, you can do this, and then he's gone, and for the most part he can do it. Occasionally one of us will kind of walk over with them because, you know, sometimes when they're the heavy coats you can't quite get it up there.
Assist in the zipper, you know, to get us started.
Okay.
You know, mittens coming off and putting them in the right place and things like that, yeah.
Okay.
But it's huge. I mean, the difference has been huge.
So do you think that's helped? How much? Is he 80% successful? Is he?
I would say so.
Okay, that's awesome. So that's saying that strategy is working.
Yeah.
What else are you guys noticing with Dax, like throughout the day? So now that we have that transition part, are you guys noticing that he's saying I can't in any other time of the day?
He does. I just don't think he has the confidence in himself. It's just a little bit of that maturity. He's a very smart little boy. So the activities such as graphic, he understands that, you know, he needs to get the marker out and write on the board. He understands that, but I usually get I can't.
Okay.
Kind of thing. He's doing better with remember and replicate, but there are sensory issues there.
Oh, okay.
So it was something in the beginning we didn't push too much, little baby steps, a little piece of Play-Doh maybe. Now he's willing to take it and he's willing to try.
Okay.
So, and he understands too, it may not be exactly what the teacher is doing, but he has the concept of what needs to be done.
So that might be something we still want to focus on, is to help boost his confidence level that he can and he can do it.
We're seeing a little bit of an anxiety piece there, like because he can't do it exactly the way he sees us do it, that I think plays into it as well.
Okay. So do you guys have any ideas of any social stories we could add in, so maybe before we transition into those small group times?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so there's that I Can Do It book. We can also talk about the language we can all do it, maybe adding that into our message of the day, things like that. So what I'm hearing you guys say is that you guys are noticing it in small group time, and then what about centers? Are you noticing it any time in centers where he can't get into a role play, or?
He can stay in the center now where he didn't in the beginning. He gets a little frustrated if he can't have what he wants, the center he wants. But he's not the only child that does that.
Okay.
Role play, not exactly, but he likes to play alongside of the kids.
Okay.
So he's doing better with that.
Okay. So another thing that I'd like to ask to see if as a team we would think is a good idea is to use a frequency tracker to make sure that with those times that he's saying I can't, we're seeing if it's just the time of the day, if he's tired at the end of the day, if he's tired, or if it's something that he can't or that he won't. So we can kind of track that as well. Are you guys okay with using a frequency tracker?
Yeah. Because there was definitely, I don't want to, but we've had a few of those.
Okay.
So definitely.
Okay, sounds good. So what we'll do is the the strategy we're going to focus on is the frequency tracker, using the embedded stories of the I Can Do It, and then also using our language as a model of I can do it, and adding those things in. What we're going to be doing is I will be looking for the next 2 weeks in your classroom. This one looks a little different. This will be individualized for your class. It'll say your name, and then your name's here. And then this is going to just look like your social strategies that you're adding, the I can, and adding that in positive encouragement.
The specific ones that we're
Yes.
talking about? Okay.
And this is the tallies, and then these are the tallies when I may see something in the classroom that you could have added it in. You will get these daily notes every time I'm in your classroom, so you'll get that immediate response. You're like, oh shoot, I did do that today, or I didn't do that today. And this is just a teaching tool to help you guys to make sure that we are staying 100% consistent with the strategies we are in place for Dax. Here I will also leave little notes for you of things you're doing awesome, things that I think that you can add in just towards this particular strategy for Dax. Alrighty, is there anything else? Do you guys have any other questions about how we can help Dax with his I can statements?
Well, what are some suggestions that you might have to implement other things in the classroom other than like doing our stories, do things that would maybe help? Because what did we talk about? The Play-Doh was an issue. I mean,
So, okay, so you also have the other concern about the sensory part of it, is because Mom vocalized that as well. So I think we can add some things in. I don't want to make that our focus, because we want to just focus on one thing. Because sometimes what happens if we focus on too many things for a particular child, we're not going to be able to figure out what is going to best help him. So if we add 2 things and let's say it's still not working, well, now we have to get rid of those 2 things or
Right.
add 1. So that's why we're just going to add 1 at a time.
okay.
Does that sound good?
I like that. Yeah.
All right, so we will meet in 2 weeks in just a meeting just like this and kind of go over your data from what we've seen in the classroom and then also your data that you are collecting on Dax with your frequency tracker.
Perfect. Thank you.
All righty.